Hey yo, what's goody y'all? It's 10-5 Plays, back with this video, bruh. Today we're gonna talk about Switch ports. Pretty common, pretty basic. You know, they're good, they're bad, or they're inexcusable, or they're gonna be in the future. So let's talk about it. You know, the game that really pushed me personally over the edge was The Outer Worlds. Now, when The Outer Worlds got announced, I was like, fire, I can't wait to play this. I'm a big Fallout fan, so I was pretty hyped. And then when they said it was coming to the Switch, I'm like, whoa, coming to the Switch? I can play it at work? That's fire. You know, at work, I have a gigantic Fallout foam board poster on my wall in my office. So, you know, I was pretty hyped for this. I can go to work, show everybody the game, whatnot. Okay. Boom. We gotta wait a little bit. Alright, I'm a patient dude. I can wait. But while I'm waiting, show some video, show something. Didn't really happen. We got some pictures here and there, some arbitrary scene, whatever. So, I get it. Game comes out on other systems. Boom, whatever. I'm waiting for the Switch version. Blind faith for some reason. Switch version comes out, and it looks horrible. What the fuck is this shit, bruh? Like, god damn, man. Shit. And like, I'm not one to complain about graphics, but fuck. At least make it look like the goddamn game. Like, did you see the water in that shit? I couldn't believe it. Like, it was so fucking ugly, bruh. I'm not here to pay full price for some ugly shit. And sometimes it gets to the point where it looks so fucking bad that it's not the same game. It's like you're just playing shit. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna pay full price for that. And I actually haven't played The Outer Worlds yet because I was so disappointed that that's what I waited for. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I just lost complete interest in the shit, and that was that. I'm right now of the mindset of I would have rather them not have ported Outer Worlds to the Switch at all. If it's gonna be that fucking bad, don't port it to the Switch. If we're gonna have to compromise everything great about the game, you know, except for the story, if you still fuck with it because, you know, you're trying to shoot people and they're disappearing and reappearing and shit and enemies are spawning behind you and world's fucking chaos. You know, if you're cool with that, that's good for you, bruh. But I feel like we shouldn't be treated as like fucking second-rate gamers, you know what I mean? And I kind of get that feeling from a lot of these third-party studios that are like, oh, y'all got a Nintendo console? You guys are fucking, you know, bottom tier. The real gamers are on fucking Xbox One and PS4 and PC. Yeah? Didn't the Switch since 2017 out fucking sell the Xbox One and all of its fucking family of consoles in its lifetime already? And you know, I got an Xbox One, I got a PS4, I got all them shits. But I just get this feeling that some of these studios are like, they'll settle for less. You know, everyone's willing to compromise. We know what we bought, but we also know what we can expect from it, because there are some great ports for the Nintendo Switch when people put the fucking effort and time into it, bruh. Look at fucking Doom, man. Doom was great. Look at Wolfenstein 2. You know, people will complain a little bit about, you know, the compromises of it, but it did not deter the game at all. I actually bought Wolfenstein 2 on PS4, and I played it a little bit. I got it on Switch. I played the entire fucking game. I love the control scheme. I really had no complaints about it. And unless you're gonna sit and play this shit fucking side by side, you're not gonna whine and cry about how it looks, because it looks fine. You know what I mean? You can compare shit all the time and then you'll be disappointed. Play the game and you're gonna like it. But when it gets to the point where water looks like fucking tinfoil, it looks like N64 water. Like, it was pretty bad, and no one's paying fucking $60 for a game in 2020 that is supposed to be a current generation game that has water that looks like it's from the fucking N64, bruh. And if it did, something else has to keep you playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Look at the fucking 2K collection that came out. Looks great. Plays great. Integrated controls for Switch. it's beautifully done. We are playing that game. The game that we know and love, we are playing on our Switch. Fire. Look at Hellblade. Hellblade blew people were getting fucking nosebleeds by how good Hellblade look on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? So for them to turn around and port Outer Worlds that looks like absolute cock and plays like cock and is presented like cock for full price and just be like, oh, well, they'll swallow it up. They're just Switch players. Nah, bruh. Not today. Not today. They had the nerve to put it on sale for $40. Really? Come on. But then those are the types of people that'll be like, oh, but we're just not gonna make Switch games because people don't fucking buy it. Of course people aren't gonna buy that bullshit, man. Look at this. You have shit like that, and then you have shit like Dragon Ball Fighters or Fighter Z, however you say it. Beautiful game, perfect port, fine, love it, love playing it. You know, you definitely see the effort that people put in, and if you cannot put in that effort, if you cannot meet a certain standard of quality, don't fucking do it, because then you just look ridiculous asking full price from us for a half-ass product or a quarter-ass, because that shit isn't 50%. You know what I mean? And Outer Worlds isn't the only one. You have, look at fucking Ark. Did y'all see Ark when it came out? I was like, oh wow, Ark's coming out for the Switch. Boy, that fucking gameplay looked horrible. Holy shit, looked horrible. Like, goddamn, bruh. And then you have other studios that treat Switch people like fucking second-rate gamers. I'm talking about you, EA, you fucking piece of shit. Did you see FIFA 2021? Did you see the latest FIFA game? What the fuck is that? $50 for an Xbox 360 port with added characters. And then they had the fucking nerve to take the previous year's versions down so that if you want to play soccer, licensed soccer on your Switch, you can't even get the cheaper version. You have to pay full price for this one. That's fucking bullshit. And yes, they are the ones that complain, oh, well, no one's buying the game, so what the fuck? No one's gonna buy the game because you keep porting bullshit to the Switch. That shit's unacceptable. The Switch is not comprised of second-rate gamers, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I feel like because Nintendo games are stylized, you know, it takes, you know, artistic liberties and shit. They don't just fucking facial scan and do other shit for their characters. You know, they want it to feel like you're in a certain world. They do that shit, and I guess they're like, oh, well, this is for those, you know, casual gamers. Nah, bro, people been doing this shit for years, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not any better because you fucking have realistic looking dirt and you have Keanu Reeves in your game. You know what I'm saying? No diss to Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's looking fire, bruh. I'm just using an example. You know, that doesn't, having those games available doesn't make people that play the games on that platform top tier fucking gamers. Or it doesn't make them more of a gamer or more serious of a gamer than people that play the Nintendo Switch. They're fucking video games, bruh. And shit like the shit EA's pulling, man, that shit pisses me off, bruh. I cannot stand that shit and I hate to see it. So, when they do that, all you can say is, EA, you can suck dick because you're not worth the money. And if you feel like you gotta pull your games, pull them. No one needs to be playing that garbage. No one needs to be finessed out of money. You know what I mean? But sometimes the lack of ports or the shitty ports aren't terrible because it kind of pushes you to maybe explore and find games that aren't from a studio that everybody knows and give it a shot. And that's one of the things I really like about my Switch. You know, not because of the lack of ports, but because I'm not going on it to play, oh, I got this, so, you know, in a couple months I'll get Resident Evil, in a couple months I'll get Call of Duty, in a couple months I'll get this, I'll get that. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm gonna expect from Nintendo as far as first party. But third party, you just don't really know. So you go through and you see what's available, and it kind of opened my eyes to a lot of different experiences and different games from different people who aren't a massive AAA studio. And that's one thing that is a positive from all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Also, there are also those games where they're good games, but they port to the Switch or they release on the Switch and they're just fucking absolute dog shit. Like Rhyme. They showed the trailer for Rhyme and I was in love, bro. I was like, oh my fucking god. Took out the lotion and everything, you know what I'm saying? Game came out and it was fucking garbage on the Switch. Like, what the fuck? And you're like, you know, this was a little early on in the Switch, so you're like, oh, guess it's a dud. And then they turn around, they update it, and it runs fucking fine. And you're like, why would you release it like that? You know what I mean? They think that, oh, people, they own a Switch, so we can release this bare minimum effort, barely working, barely running, and they'll buy it because they should expect this type of shit. And then in a year, we'll release the patch and it'll be fine. No, man. At least be transparent about it. Yeah, at least, you know, I want to play Doom Eternal on my Switch. You know, the whole Outer World shit got me a little fucked up. But, you know, they're still communicating. They're still, you know, you have faith in it. They're communicating with you. The dudes from Rhyme, they just put out garbage and game got blasted, and it's a good game, and it's a game that I encourage people to play. I thought it was a great game. It was sad, it had a story to tell, it was gorgeous. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it's upsetting seeing Switch players missing out on a lot of stuff because the developers aren't giving them the effort because I guess they feel that Switch owners aren't worth it. I don't know, man. I don't know. But you can't port a game to the Switch at full price that's fucking broken beyond repair. It's disrespectful. People that own the Switch don't own it so that they can get a piece of shit game that you know you could make better. You just don't. You just want to cash in on it. And then by the time you fix it, you know, year down the line, 2 years down the line, you lower the price $10, $15. Nah, man, that's garbage. And we get it. Games that came out on other systems coming out on Switch will take a hit because they were not built for the Switch. It's a completely different system, so I get the differences. And you know what? Sometimes it's not so much about the graphics. You know, I'm not a graphics nut. You know, fucking Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword came out in 2011 with games like Batman Arkham City, LA Noire, and Infamous 2. And it was a great game. It was a beautiful game. And it was not a graphical powerhouse. A game can look good and not be a graphical powerhouse. Fucking Twilight Princess came out. Inferior graphics. Art style was beautiful. It was a great game. It was well done. They used their hardware and they made the best out of it to make a beautiful game. Beauty is timeless, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see that shit as an excuse. Like if you have to strip down multiple aspects of a game that gives it its charm and its identity, how is that a good thing, man? Like I acknowledge it's running on a handheld, but that doesn't automatically give it a, you know, oh, you should be happy it's there at all. No, I shouldn't, man. Because not only do you waste all this time waiting for a game that you could have been playing, now you missed out on it, and the option is a slap in the fucking face. I hate to see it, man. And also with ports, something that fucking pisses me off, man, is when companies release a game and you know they are going to put it on Switch, but they will not announce it for Switch. They will not put it on Switch. And they will wait. And then eventually down the line, they'll be like, oh, well, guess what? Now we're releasing it on Nintendo Switch with all the DLC, and it's gonna be $60 fucking. Whoa, whoop de fucking do, bruh. Like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That shit could have came out for the Nintendo Switch at the same goddamn time. It could have came out on the Nintendo Switch by now. But you know the fuck what? You mark my goddamn words, man. You mark my words. As soon as all that DLC shit is done and over with, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be announced for the Nintendo Switch, and it will be full price. And they will want you to repay for the fucking game because they know if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, you already bought it. And they're gonna remarket it to you to use all the benefits of playing on the Switch, and they're gonna fuck you with that price. You watch. And I can't fucking stand that shit because it could have been released for the Switch. It 100% could have been released for the Switch. but now they can get double the money, so that's what they're gonna do. I hate to see it, man. And you know, all this shit, it does make me a little shook for Doom Eternal, especially from Outer Worlds, because that shit was so bad and we waited for so long and it was so quiet, you know, between the announcement and the release, and then you just get smacked with disappointment, and I really don't want that to happen to Doom Eternal. I know it's a bigger, better game than the first Doom that came out. I just hope it's the same or better quality. Just don't let it be an Outer World situation. Please, 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 I'll be so happy. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. That's my rant. You won't be getting a lot of these, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just get tired of this shit. And I wrote this video months ago where I just added some stuff to it because I felt like it was time. You know? So thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry for the profanity. Maybe I'll bleep it out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know how old y'all are. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry. I was tight. But thank you for listening. Let me know how you feel about these ports in the comment section, because I would love to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to catch you on the next one. It will not be... You know what? Scratch that. I'll let it be a surprise. I'm going to catch you for the next one, all right? Peace.